Yeah, guys, as you all know, I love sports. I love them so much I never want them to stop. But as the playoffs wind down and we get fewer games, the sports just aren't sporting like I want them to. However, FanDuel lets me keep the sports going whenever and wherever I want. All I have to do is open the app and dream up bets anytime I'm in the mood. And this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or bonus daily. That's right, there's something for everyone, every day, all summer long. All you have to do is head over to FanDuel.com/UCSS and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, the official betting partner of the Major League Baseball.
That was a hell of an end to that.
Yeah, I had word soup for that there at the end. That's my bad.
Let's hope Andrew Berry's better at negotiating contracts than Ant is at finishing that ad read right there. And that brings us to our next topic, which is if the Browns could only extend one. For the sake of this exercise, you can only pick one. Amari Cooper or JOK, who gets the extension? Jason, start us off.
But it's not that simple.
That's what I said.
It ain't like...
I need to know the years.
Right. I'd rather have Amari Cooper than JOK on my team. As great of a year as JOK had.
I agree.
As great as he was. It's easier to find a linebacker to put into that system.
I said the same thing.
Right? Well, that makes me
agree.
But Amari's a better player, and if we're talking like 1 year.
That's what I said. I said it was a loaded question when I seen it. Like, it was a loaded question.
If it's like, give me a 1 year deal on Amari, all right, sign me up for 1 year. Give me this year of Amari and one more year of Amari. We're good. Amari ain't going to take that deal. Browns, I'm guessing, would do that deal.
All right, let's just
Amari wants more than that.
The Browns would have to do that, right?
Yes.
There's no way they'd
for the sake of this argument, let's go
3 years.
3 year
deal.
3 years each.
3 years.
3 years beyond this year? Because they're both under contract
No,
this year.
No, so 2 years after this year. It's
2 years.
More money than 2 more.
So we're going to say 2 years. You got 2 years and $40 million to spend. Both would accept.
See, but I think Amari wants is just because positional value.
They both, and for the sake of the argument, both will accept it.
2 years after this year.
Yep.
What's the guaranteed money?
Oh my goodness!
It's hard
to.
It is hard to answer because there are a bunch of different caveats to each of these.
Yeah.
So I guess here, let's try to clarify the question and hammer it home so we have a better chance to answer this fairly. For fair market price, which is different for receivers and linebackers.
That's
so
ridiculous.
Same money.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm saying if it's a fair deal for both sides, I guess who would you rather extend? Because a linebacker's money is different than a wide receiver's money.
I would rather extend Amari. But when you take the money and everything else into it, I think JOK makes more sense. Is that, I don't know if I'm contradicting.
What you said is, listen, let's just call a spade a spade. In this game, in today's day and age, you need Amari Cooper to win more than you need JOK. That's just flat out what it is. It's easier to replace a JOK than it would be to replace what Amari Cooper only is to this offense, to this team. So that's what makes this whole thing difficult. I think in the end, we all probably would pick Amari.
Yes.
But long term, due to the fact of Amari's age and JOK's age, you would take JOK because you know you're going to have him for a longer period of time, and you know he's going to be great for a longer period of time. To where Amari might have 2 years left of just top NFL football left in him. So that's why this whole thing is kind of. If we had today, if I'm extending today, my Super Bowl window is 2 years, like you say. I'm taking Amari.
I think in a vacuum and in theory, I think you always extend the receiver over the linebacker. Just it's much harder, in my opinion, to find game-changing receivers than it is to find game-changing linebackers. And when you look at the history of the Browns, in particular under Andrew Berry, they have not done a great job finding guys at that position who are legitimate, explosive contributors.
At receiver.
At receiver, yeah. At receiver. At that specific position. But then you factor in the age. And we've talked about the 30-year-old wall with receivers, and is it real, is it not? I think as we move further and further away in medical treatment and training and all that gets better, it may not be 30 anymore, maybe 31 or 32. But you're certainly not entering the prime of your career at 30. And if you extend them at fair market value to what other receivers have gotten this year, you're paying a lot of money to a guy on the wrong side of his career, no matter what that peak timeline is, who has been dealt with injuries late in the season each of the past 2 years. Am I wrong in thinking he had the core injury this year and wasn't it the –
He's always got
it's always a little something. So on the other hand, you look at JOK.
He's also not the biggest guy.
No.
Amari?
Yeah.
He's
What
a-
is he, 6'1"?
I think he's 6'1", 210, which is it's okay size, but it's not
That's a
like
decent size.
Yeah, it's not like
about
a-
what you need.
it's not DK. On the other hand, you got JOK, who younger, coming off the best season of his career. Tyvis explained to us time and time again via the film that he does things that don't really make sense because of how explosive, athletic, and instinctual he can be. But as you said the other day, did he showcase those skills because the defensive line was so good at taking away the offensive lineman so he could just make a play? And if they're not playing at that level, does JOK's play then fall not all the way back to the point where DeQuell called him a safety, but somewhere in between all-pro and he can't play? And you don't really know the answer yet till we see what happens this season. So I would go with JOK just because of the age factor. But Amari's a better football player right now.
I think that
Does that make sense?
the reason that I think I would probably take Amari is because you also have to take in the fact of who's behind them. So if they're gone, who do you have?
Devin Bush or Elijah Moore?
Judy.
Well, but you're looking. Judy would move up to 1, so you're not even 2. Like,
Well,
if your
that's
2 receivers are Judy and Cooper, then it's Judy and Moore. Comfortable with
Elijah-
Devin Bush?
He was a first-round pick for a reason, right?
So
It's got to be there somewhere.
there's a
right?
long list of
Gotta
first
be-
round picks.
It's
It
got to
should
be
not have
there,
been first round
but it's
picks.
got to be there. So what if they said this? Listen, you did too much thinking when you was with Pittsburgh. You did too much
And
thinking.
Seattle.
Let's just eliminate. This is what you got. You see this guy block down, go. If he don't, stay.
And
in
isn't that what Jim Schwartz does? He
That was
eliminates
it.
the thinking?
So if somebody told you that it eliminated all the thinking, and you just got one read, you see it. All right, this is what I do. If you see this is what I do. Don't you think?
let me ask you
this
this.
is a first round talent.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this, Tyvis. If Devin Bush had to step into JOK's role and Elijah Moore had to step into Amari Cooper's role, who fills the other role better? It's Bush, right?
Bush.
Yeah.
I'd be more comfortable. Even though number 8, listen, number 8 gonna have a bounce back year. I'm telling you right now. When Elijah Moore has a good year this year, I want y'all to all public. I want an apology in the chat, Tyvis. I'm sorry. You saw it before anybody else did. And you know what? It's not even gonna be something to gloat off of. I'm gonna just be like, I saw it all along.
At what expense? At whose expense is he gonna have? Because like I'm so Njoku,
So who ain't gonna have a good year?
Yeah, Njoku, Amari.
I think
Jerry
Njoku take a
Jeudy.
step back.
All right.
Ken Dorsey doesn't always utilize tight ends. That is a legit knock,
Yeah.
or not a knock, but a legit.
David Njoku never looked better than when Joe Flacco was throwing the ball to him. That's the best he's looked.
I agree with you.
What does that say about the state of the Browns quarterback play over the last since Njoku's been here and long since before that?
As long as he's
mean-
winning, they better be winning games. If you see, the thing is,
If you're winning games, it don't matter what the numbers
That's
say.
what I'm saying. If you losing and your numbers is bad, that's when you see the outburst. But if you winning, it's like, well, at least we win it.
Yep.
And ask Earl, who would he extend? JOK or Cooper if he had to pick one?
He's hopping on the mic right now.
I agree with you all. I think Amari is a better football player. I would extend Amari. I think you can find somebody else that does what JOK does, but JOK is younger, and we all know how Andrew Berry does business. It wouldn't surprise me if JOK is the one that gets the contract extension and it's not Amari.
Most realistic outcome, they'll move on to the Cavs. They both get extensions. Neither gets an extension, or one or the other gets an extension.
Oh, one or the other.
One.
You think one?
JOK gets the extension.
I agree.
Earl, last thought, then we'll move on to some Cavs.
Unless you about to extend Martin Emerson Jr., don't hand out no more extension money until you get that thing.
What's Emerson's guaranteed money looking like? We talking, 3 for $80 million guaranteed?
More than that. What Denzel get guaranteed? He need 30% more than whatever Denzel got guaranteed.
30%
my
more?
30%
goodness
more.
Gracious.
You out of your mind. You out of line now. It's ridiculous. No, not even close. Not even close. No.
And put up a poll. Who
Absolutely
stands for
not.
their guy more? Earl for MJ or Tyvis for PJ?
We lost the best thing we ever had. Seattle got a true winner over there now.
Oh, did he call you and ask about Seattle? Some
No,
restaurant
I need to
recommendations?
reach out to him and be
Yeah,
like,
that-
you know what? Yeah, I'm going to tell you the apartment I used to stay at and tell you all the hangout spots and stuff like that,
Ty still got it. All right, and let's